Hi everyone, it's Carly. This is Zoo to You Virtual Safari, and I am so excited today. This might be my personal favorite live, and we haven't even started it yet because I'm behind the scenes at Benson's Predator Ridge here at the zoo to talk about our two lion cubs who have just recently made their big debut in our maternity yard. So if you've read the description, if you set your alarm for this early Zoo to You Virtual Safari, then you know exactly why we're here. So we really can't wait to talk all about these cubs. They're very distinct personalities already, I would say, and just learn a little bit about them. So hello to Brianne. Hi to everyone who's tuning in. It's really good to see you all. I know I've been off the last couple of days, but it's really good to be back, and what a day for me to get back here. So hi, Sarah. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to talk to Kelsey, our keeper, and and then we are going to take a look at the cubs. So hi, Dominic. If you want to get this mask, you can go to shop.denverzoo.org. Hi, Nate, and hi, Yvonne. Yes, we are live again. We're open, but we're still trying to bring these Zoo to Yous because we know they're so popular. Hi, Patrick. Okay, hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kelsey. I'm one of the keepers that works here in Benson's Predator Ridge, and with our lions, and specifically our lion cubs. So hopefully you guys can see them both. They are outside in our maternity yard. It will be one of the last habitats that you would see if you do come to the zoo. And so on the left is the female cub. She's walking next to Sabi right now. And then the male cub is the one that's kind of laying right down there in the mulch. And then Mom Kamara is up on the rock.
Oh my gosh, I can't modulate or control my voice right now. This is my first time seeing them out like this, so they're too cute. Hi, Susan. You do have to wear a mask if you come to the zoo. Hi, Bree. The address for masks would be shop.denverzoo.org. That's our online retail shop. So, all right then. Hi, Eric. So tell us a little bit about these two, when they were born, and how they've been doing since then, Kelsey.
Yeah, so they were born on April 23rd, so 8 weeks ago tomorrow. So tomorrow they'll be 8 weeks old, and they've been doing super well. Kamara is a first-time mom, but she's taking really good care of them, and they've been starting to get introduced to other members of the pride. So Sabi is with them right now. She's an unrelated female, but we kind of call her Auntie Sabi. She does really well with the cubs. She really likes cubs, and she's experienced with cubs, so we like to introduce her first to get them used to other lions. They've also spent time with Tatu, their brother, and also Tobias, their dad. So they have been getting introduced to the pride and doing really well. Everyone likes to play with them, and they're doing awesome. The male, he's the one that you can see right here. He's laying down. He's a little bit more reserved than his sister. He usually stands back and watches when she's interacting with new toys or the other lions. And then the female, she's super brave and confident. She's explores new things. She's the first one to go up to a new toy that they might get. So it's been really cool to see the difference in their personalities for sure. So here she comes around the corner of the rock.
She is so cute. Now, Chris, he is a huge Tobias fan. He's from Buffalo. He actually sent us those first few pictures that we ever had of Tobias.
Awesome.
And he wants to know how he reacted to seeing the cubs.
Yeah, so Tobias has actually been really great when we've introduced him to the cubs. When we introduced Tatu to Tobias, Tatu was only 1 month old, and Tobias was super respectful, laid down next to him, played gently with him, which is awesome to see. And he did the same with these guys. Kamara trusted him fairly quickly with them, so she didn't feel like she needed to kind of keep him in shape and being respectful of the cubs. So he's doing really well. They love, just like Tatu, they love to chew on his mane and chew on his tail and play on his back. And he usually just hangs out and lets it happen. So he's being a really great dad for sure.
So is this the little boy coming towards us?
This is the little girl.
A little girl. I cannot keep them straight.
It's
I keep
tough
looking at
for
their
sure.
face. But she's so cute.
So, yeah, they're about 20 pounds. The male's about a pound bigger than the female right now. And they're both super mobile and playful. All these rocks are pretty high, but they've been able to get up there pretty easily. So it's been fun to watch them out in this yard. for sure.
Oh, she's got her little arm around her brother. A lot of people are asking, do they have a favorite enrichment item yet, even at this age?
So the female has this purple toy that we can give her that jingles a lot. So she loves to bat it around. It makes tons of sound. It's really lightweight, so she can really kind of hit it across the stall pretty far. The male so far has really loved llama and camel hair. So he was a little shy with enrichment at first. But when we gave him the camel hair, his personality totally came out. He was kind of pushing on it and fighting with it. And it was really cool to see some of his personality come through with that new enrichment.
How did Tattoo react to them? We've seen the video. I think he was a little bit like, what are these small knees?
Yes. Yeah, this is different for him. He hasn't seen a lion smaller than him. He can get rough at times, you can see in the video, but what's cool to see is that the cubs stand up for themselves with him, and he seems to respect that. So he's still kind of figuring out how to play with them in a way that they also want to play. And then Kamara, of course, is always close by to make sure Tattoo is being respectful.
Looks like they're enjoying kind of batting at Sabi's tail,
Yes,
which
tails.
isn't Sabi's favorite thing, it sounds like.
Right. Tails are super fun, but yeah, Sabi lets them know when she's over it.
So Tara wants to know, how many lions total now do we have here at the zoo?
We now have 11 lions.
Wow.
So there's 4 brothers in the coalition, and then we have the 6 lions in this family pride.
Oh my gosh, everyone is just in love with these two. They're so cute. A lot of questions about naming. Details are coming on that, but we have nothing to announce today regarding the names of these two. So who is that climbing up on her? That's a girl again?
Yeah, she's super mobile.
She's super
Cool to
adventurous. And it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I'm still getting it wrong, and you've explained it to me several times, but to the best of your ability, how do you think guests who might come see them, like those people over there, could tell the boy and the girl apart?
Yeah, definitely. It's super tough, and sometimes even looking back at pictures, it's hard to tell. The male is a little bit bigger, his belly's rounder, and his head is really round and almost like a perfect circle. And then the female is a little bit smaller, but it's really hard to tell if they're not right next to each other. But what I've been doing is looking at the dots on their forehead. His kind of create this very distinct kind of curved line that kind of curves down and makes like a U shape in between his eyes. Oh yeah, I bet you can see it in that shot. And then the females are kind of all over the place. Behaviorally, you might notice some differences too. The female seems to spend a little bit more time with Kamara, so she just jumped up there with her now, whereas the male is usually laying down somewhere. He might be on his own. If someone's maybe super playful and jumping around and playing with the other lions, it probably is the female. The male is starting to come out of his shell more though, so can't guarantee, but it's definitely difficult for sure.
Yes, and his face is a little bit more kind of circly and round than the girls.
He's got a big head. And we joke that he's got Tobias eyes.
Tobias
They just have that kind of similar look in their face that's hard to describe, but you kind of get to know after working with them for so long.
They are so cute. So Tanya wants to know what times they're out, and this early on, it really is hard to promise or guarantee a time.
Yes.
We go based on their behavior, the weather, and how long they've already been out. So it's really tough to guarantee or put something on our app or website, but when have we been putting them out right now?
Yeah, so today's their second day actually out in this yard, but their first day with the public, and they're doing really well. They don't seem nervous by the people at all. Kamara seems super comfortable with them out here. So we're gonna try for the middle of the day every day, but they might have access inside, and so they might not choose to spend time out here. We wanna make sure they're comfortable. As crowds get larger, we wanna make sure they feel confident out here. So it's really going to be different every day, but we hope that as we get more consistency, we can communicate those times to you. So stay tuned and keep checking out the Facebook and the website for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the male that just came over, Kamara.
Okay.
The female looks like she's sitting right in between Kamara's front paws up there at the front of the glass.
Oh, cute. Ethan is 10. He wants to know how big they were when they were born.
Yeah, we don't know how big they were when they were born. We actually were not able to weigh them until they were about a week old. We wanted to give Kamara some good time with them. We wanted to make sure that she trusted us with them. We want to make sure that they were bonding. So we're not exactly sure how small they were. but they have been gaining weight quickly. We've weighed them twice a week since we were able to get in there, and it seems like they're gaining maybe a pound or a little less than a pound every couple days. So growing fast, nursing well. They're the biggest cubs we've had here at Denver Zoo. So that's really fun to compare their weights to Tatu and even to Kamara, their mom, and her brother Kalu.
Luke is 6. He wants to know, how sharp are their teeth?
Yeah, good question.
Age?
Their teeth have come in, and they are big and they're sharp for sure. So I don't think they're quite as strong as their parents yet, but they still have claws and teeth that can do some damage for sure. It's cool to see that at such a young age.
Yeah. Sarah wants to know if they'll be out in Predator Ridge from now on. This is part of Predator Ridge, so this is sort of the introductory yard. We bring in those very small animals. The main yard of Benson Predator Ridge is quite large.
Yeah, they're not quite big enough.
Yeah,
for that
they
yard.
could get a little lost in there right now. So they'll be in here probably for at least another month or 2.
Yep, and we'll keep everyone posted when we start to rotate them through the building.
Yeah.
But yes, we are gonna try and have them out here as often as possible.
Yeah. Hi, Kelly. They have been introduced to Tobias. It went well. He's always done really well with his cubs. Let's see. How old is Tatu now?
So Tatu is gonna be a year next month on July
Oh my
25th.
gosh.
So it's crazy to think that he's getting so old. But he's still very cub-like. If you guys have seen him lately, his mane is coming in on his neck, so he's starting to grow up into a man, but still kind of small, maybe half the size of the other adults.
He's just growing up too fast, I think. Let's see. Someone says, wait, the adult's name is Sabi? That means bad in Swahili. That's not why her name is Sabi.
And she's not naughty at all. She's a really good lion, and she's actually, like I said earlier, the first one we introduced to the cubs because she's very experienced with other lions and other cubs, so she's awesome to have around. The cubs really like her for sure.
She's such a good aunt. Everyone remembers, I think, Tatu had that little scab on his head because he was just getting too much love from all the ladies. So now there's 2 cubs to spread around that love. So we're really excited for them. And how old will they be when they're considered full grown?
It'll be about 2 years. Tatu's almost a year old. He's still a little smaller. The males will take even longer to grow their mane in fully. So about 2 years old, they'll start to look a lot more like a adult lion for sure.
And Nate is 7. He wants to know, what is their favorite food?
Great question. So we have started introducing solid foods to the cubs. We've tried some ground meat, which is the typical diet that we feed our lions here. But we also have bones that they really like. When we tried a rib bone with the cubs, they seem to both really love it. So probably that would be one of their favorites right now is bones, but they've had ground meat and some other pieces of meat, treat meat as well for sure, that they seem to like everything.
But they still primarily nurse, would you say?
Yes, they are still nursing. They don't have their own daily diet yet, but as we continue to see how much meat they're eating from us and how much they're nursing, then we'll start to incorporate maybe half a pound or a pound of meat every day that we will offer them, and they might not eat it all, and then depending when they start finishing that, we'll go from there. There's not really a specific amount of time that we start feeding them and weaning them. It kind of just depends on their interest, and Kamara nursing them as well. So
yeah. Tucker's 3.5. He wants to know if you as keepers get to interact with the cubs, and does mom trust you, and how does that work?
Great question. So yeah, these cubs, we do have to interact with them when they're this small. It's important that we're weighing them twice a week, like I said earlier, to make sure that they are nursing and that they're growing. We also want to get a good look at their toes and their teeth and their body, make sure they're not being over-groomed like what was happening with Tatu. Make sure their nails are growing in and retracting properly. Making sure everything looks good. So we do get our hands on them to be able to do that. It's also really important for them to grow up and have a strong relationship with us, because they will be in managed care for their entire life. So we need to have a positive relationship with them. So we do start that pretty young, and that's when we would introduce some of those toys, like the small toy I was saying is the girls' favorite, some things that they can't have when they're with the adults because the adults would break. So it's important for us to make that positive relationship by interacting with them when they are small like this.
And remind us, Stacy wants to know, what is their birthday?
They were born on April 23rd.
April 23rd. A Thursday, just like Tattoo was.
Yes. Thursday seems to be the day the lion cubs are born here at Denver Zoo. So that's kind of been fun that they kept that tradition.
Carrie is wondering if they've met Tattoo's mom, Nalaya, who is also their grandmother.
Great
so
question.
It's a bit of a wonky family tree here.
The family tree was difficult to try and draw. Nalaya is the only lion that they have not met. So we've seen some aggression from Nalaya towards Kamara. So we've been introducing the two of them without the cubs just to make sure that they can have that relationship and Kamara's confident with her around the cubs. Kamara has been super awesome with Nalaya. She's super respectful. She's really excited when she gets to spend time with her. So we've made some great progress with that this week, and we're hoping to have Nalaya introduced to the cubs pretty soon.
Dominic, I can't tell you how much we are not going to name one Corona, but we're not going to name one Corona.
That is not one of the options.
No, I don't think we need a name to remember this year at all. So a lot of people are asking, are we going to keep all 11? Will we send them away? Those are decisions that we just don't have to think about right now. We are just really enjoying having cubs. They're so cute. Those decisions come when they're a little older. They start to be of breeding age or start to be of an age where they might not be able to coexist with the pride. But that's a while. Yeah, we'll
keep them for probably at least 2 years, and then the SSP will start to have those conversations with us for sure.
Because as a reminder, it's not always it's not our decision. The SSP, the Species Survival Plan, kind of keeps track of all of the lions in all of the zoos and makes that recommendation. Let's see. Amy says we have Luke, their great-grandfather, at the National Zoo. That must be Tobias's grandfather.
Oh, must be. Yeah, I know Tobias's dad is Tiberius, so that must be the connection. That's really cool to hear.
Yeah. So a couple questions about, is it normal for lions to have 2 cubs? Tattoo was a singleton.
Yes.
It can vary, can it?
Yes. Anywhere from 1 to 4 is average for sure. So a lot of times too, when it's a mother's first litter, it'll be a little smaller. So this is Kamara's first. She has 2 cubs. Up to 4 is average, but that doesn't mean they can't have more. So the 4 brothers that live in the other pride in the coalition, they also had a sister in their litter, so there were 5 of them. So
that would be a lot of work for those keepers. That's a lot, but we're happy we have 2 because they get a little playmate with each other, and now Tattoo gets 2 half siblings to boss around.
Yes.
So, hi Hannah, we have 11 lions here at the zoo total. We have a pride of 4 brothers, and then we have this family pride of 7 now. And that includes Sabi, the unrelated female, Nalaya, who is mom to Kamara, Nalaya, who is mom to Tattoo, Kamara, who is mom to the cubs, and Tobias, who is dad to Tattoo and the new cubs. So you all figure that out. But yes, I think Tattoo, I got all that right.
Tattoo is their uncle and their brother, half brother.
Yes. And before you ask, there is no crossover of the bloodlines there. It's all very different. Tattoo has a different mom, and Kamara has a different dad than Tobias. So it's a whole thing. That's what the SSP does. And Danny wants to know, how old are the cubs when they're fully weaned?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's been different for the different cubs that we've had. It really depends on how interested they are in meat, how willing mom is to continue nursing them. So Tattoo was actually weaned fairly early, and he was getting a diet of his own of ground meat at a pretty young age. But we have randomly, in the last couple months seen him nursing. I don't know if he's actually getting any milk. But it can vary for sure, and we'll just take it day by day with the cubs. We offer them a little bit of meat, and depends on their interest. We'll start to increase that amount, and as they're getting more meat, they might stop nursing as much for sure. So as we kind of hit the 3-month to 6-month mark, we'll have a better answer for what we're doing with these guys.
Now, this is only their 2nd day out. What do we look for to make sure that they are having a comfortable, kind of successful day out in the yard and aren't under any stress or unhappiness?
Absolutely. So first of all, we give them the choice to come out here in the first place. So we open the door, Kamara and Sabi have the chance to come out. The cubs might choose to follow them. Maybe they sit in the doorway and watch for a little bit before venturing out on their own. There's no way to make them come out here, so if they don't come out at all, that's totally fine. But we've seen really brave behavior for them. They've been really curious, and they've come out right away. I think it took them 3 minutes to get out here this morning, so they were excited to go. And then we're just looking for similar behavior that we see inside. We're looking for being comfortable nursing, being comfortable exploring, playing with toys, playing with the other lions like they were doing earlier. So all the behaviors you guys have been seeing in this video have been really indicative that they're comfortable out here. They're not sitting in a corner, they're not trying to go back inside, they're exploring different areas, and it looks like they've tired themselves out now, so they're taking a nap. I know they were nursing for a little bit beforehand, but yeah, they've got about 20 to 30 minutes of energy to burn, and then they're super tired.
Here comes our little gal. She wants her brother to wake up.
Yes, she does.
She's ready to play. He
sleeps more than her, for sure.
She says, wake up. Luke is 6. He wants to know if they get vaccines.
Yes, they do get vaccinations. So they have had their first round of vaccinations at 6 weeks old. So that's what allows us to start putting them outside. But we are supervising them when they are out here just to make sure they don't get into anything or come in contact with anything they're not supposed to. So we will be supervising them, which does limit their time out here. But then they'll get the next couple rounds over the next few weeks. And then they can start spending the night outside, which will be really awesome.
Yeah, it is so cute to see them like this. So yeah, like we said, we cannot guarantee or post a time when they're definitely going to be out. But if all goes well, they'll be out here more regularly. They really seem to like seeing people.
Yes, the first we often do a trial run, so we'll let them outside without guests or staff around, just so they have kind of one big thing, introduce them at a time, make sure they're comfortable there, and then we will start bringing staff around just so there's fewer people and everyone can be quiet and see how they're doing. And they were super interested in the staff when we did their preview. They went right up to the edge of the enclosure and they were checking out all the people. So that's been really cool to see how comfortable around people they are, which is Tatu. He loves guests, he loves people, he loves the attention, so they'll probably be just like him for sure.
Yes. Oh my gosh, have to zoom in on this. Sorry if it's a little shaky.
Yeah,
but
so that's the girl on the left, and then the male is on the right.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Someone's asking what is the average lifespan of an African lion?
Yeah, so like most cats, you know, mid to late teens is average. So we've got, let's see, Kamara is 5, Nalaya I think is 8, Sabi is 8 as well. So we've kind of got a range here at the zoo of ages as well.
Jen wants to know, do the parents get protective of the cubs when there are people around?
Yeah, great question. Kamara has been super great. She definitely keeps her eye on people, just like she does with the other lions, making sure they're not getting too close or too rough. If the cubs are coming right up to the keepers, sometimes Kamara will go pick them up and move them further away. But the nice thing is that Kamara and the keepers have a really strong, positive relationship. So she does trust us, which is very important for sure.
Yeah. Hi, Vicky from Tybee Island. I used to live and work in Savannah, so it's nice to see a familiar name there. Grayson wants to know, what's their hearing like as young cubs?
Yeah, they can hear super well. They can smell super well. It's cool to see, you know, even when they're sleeping, maybe there's a loud noise or another lion calls to them, you'll see their ears perk up. So they can for sure hear really well. They can also smell great. We can tell that they're sniffing different enrichment toys. We've even seen that phlegm response from them. I think they were 3 weeks old when we saw it the first time. So that's when they'll smell something and they'll kind of make that smiling face. They're basically inhaling the smell, and it's going to run over an organ at the top of their mouth that's going to enhance that smell for them. So you've probably seen videos of the male lions doing it a lot. They do it all the time, especially when they're smelling some of the females' scents from rotating in the yards. But we've seen these guys do it with logs and toys, which is really cool to see at such a young age for sure. Very cool.
So I'm going to take our last round of questions. We've been at this now about 25 minutes. You all have Had some great questions for Kelsey about our lion pride, the cubs specifically. So I know we could just sit here and watch them all day. I certainly could. So let us know if you have any more questions about these guys. Just to let you know, the naming is forthcoming. We will tell you how you can be involved in that very shortly. So just hold on a little tighter, and please just save our social media coordinator some trouble, and don't suggest Corona, because that's not going to be the name, or Simba, or Nala. Dominic's wondering if they have a favorite scent.
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know if I would be able to identify their favorite scent yet. I know that the llama hair that we gave them from the llamas here at the zoo was really popular with them. I don't know if we've done a ton of the perfumes or essential oils yet, but we can start to introduce that. The adults' favorite for sure is Skin So Soft from Avon. It's like a baby oil, and for some reason they love that smell, the male lions as well. So maybe that'll be their favorite too. We'll see what happens.
Skin So Soft is very popular back there. Anela is 6, and she wants to know, can they roar already?
They can't, but the male has been trying, so it's definitely a lot quieter, kind of similar to what you hear in The Lion King when Simba's, testing out his voice. So he's definitely practicing, and he'll respond when the other lions call or roar, but definitely not anything close to what it will be when he grows up, for sure.
That is adorable. They kind of make like a sound when they're trying to vocalize. It's very adorable. Zia is 6. She says hi, and they are so cute. You're absolutely right, Zia. Lydia is 5 and wants to know, are they nocturnal? Because they're passed out right now.
They are not. Lions are gonna be awake more in the day, hunting more in the day. Dawn and dusk are really good opportunities too for them. But these cubs, they've got about 20 to 30 minutes of energy, and then they'll take a big nap. So they're kind of up and about, and then sleeping on and off throughout the day since they are so young.
Yeah, they're just babies who like to sleep all day long.
And lions in general sleep about 22 hours a day. So although they'll be up more during the day, they're mostly sleeping.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Whitney from the Outer Banks. Thanks for watching. So yeah, I think that's all we've got for you all today. There's tons more lion info and announcements to come. So hi, Tammy. They're actually out in the public right now. You can see that little guy behind them. They're in the maternity yard. It's the smallest yard that we have in Benson's Predator Ridge. Perfect for newborns like this, and it'll be one of the last exhibits you see at the zoo on the way out on our new one-way directional path. So we don't have a guaranteed time for when they'll be out and when you can see them, but they are technically out in the public right now. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to Kelsey for being so awesome, answering our questions. Sorry if it's been going kind of in and out on the focus. We definitely want to get as close as we can to these guys, but Kamara might not like that. So we hope you all really enjoyed today's virtual safari. So great to be back and see you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Xander.